846, welcome back. 2 weeks ago, Spencer showed us a Norwegian 4x4. Remember, we talked about building that VO2 max strength. Last week, he talked about the Rockport walk test to measure that. So this week, we're talking about a different type of fitness, but it's important here with the sidewalks and whatnot in New Orleans. Rolling your ankles, there's a way to strengthen them. So Spencer's in this morning with a simple tool to help you protect your ankles, but also improve balance, as you see here. Good morning.
Good morning.
And so you've got your coffee in your hand because your point here is that this is part of your morning routine.
Yes, every morning I do about 5 minutes of core isometrics and 5 minutes of balance work. And I do this while I have my coffee.
Right, and the point here is that you've got a bunch of little muscles here between the ankle and whatnot that are very important to making sure that your mobility's set.
Very important. So all the muscles that link into the foot and ankle are our first line of defense when we step onto the ground. You want to remember, everything starts at the foot. So when I'm running, if I plant down, it's all of those muscles that are going to slow and decelerate and control my ability of my knee going back or forth. So every morning, I like to do a little bit of balance work. It's going to wake up all those muscles. It's going to wake up my knee, my hip, my glutes, and my quad. But when I add coffee to the mix, I'm waking up my brain as well.
Now, when you say that, because you're drinking the coffee or because you're holding the mug? What's the distinction?
Okay, so good point. So the distinction is I'm trying to use something called proprioception. That is my brain's natural GPS to know where I'm at with, say, my eyes closed, okay? So when I have coffee in my hand, I have another thing that I have to deal with.
Sure.
I don't want to spill it, but also when I try to drink it, my eyesight goes from being able to see everything around me to into the mug.
Right.
And you can see it's a lot harder for me to balance because I don't have that visual cue around me to help me go and say, oh, I have a pole over here, the ground is only a foot away from me. So that all adds up to it.
And so a part of this, now we've got these boards here and we want to talk about it because it's a pretty inexpensive way to work on this. So let's start there.
Yeah, so you can get the balance board from Amazon. I think they're around $20. You can use this for other exercises. Think of planks, push-ups, upper body balance. But mainly, I want people to start off by putting both feet on the board, and if you don't have one, you can also do a pillow.
Trying
it's
to
a great
get your
way to get
balance
started for that.
It is a bit rough, and make sure you see those knees.
So we just want to balance, try to work to do 30 seconds with both legs, but then eventually we want to try to get to
both,
30 seconds on a single leg.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. So that was this morning as I try to do it at like 2 a.m., but I always need like something to start my balance.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Have a chair next to you, make sure that you're doing this safely. But work to hold this for 30 seconds, okay? On one single leg. You'll feel your ankles light up, you'll feel it in the knee. Then work to the next leg, 30 seconds. Now, how do we progress this? We can close our eyes.
Okay.
We can have our coffee, read a book, but also bend our knees even more.
And something that's important here, for someone like me who has a torn PCL, you think that you want to lock your knee, but that's not what you want to do for this because you need it unlocked.
Correct. You do not want to lock your knee during this. You want to have a slight bend in the knee, and it's really going to be good for those ligaments and tendons from that torn PCL. Because right here, when you're holding this in an isometric hold, you're having load on the tendon. And that's telling it, hey, I need to make sure that I keep repairing this and keep this very strong, okay?
Yeah.
So this is good for really everybody, just to hold this balance.
And how long do you think we should be doing this for?
30 seconds on each side, work to doing a whole minute time, and then once you start progressing, start bending that knee more. Get lower and lower and lower. Oh,
it's the coffee. It's the coffee. It's the coffee. It's decaf. There you go. And also just talking about this, I mean, it's also, we were talking about, sidewalks and potholes and whatnot, but also to get you running, if you're thinking about moving, this is a way to help make improvements there.
Absolutely, because think about it. Every time we hit a sidewalk, we hit a bump, then our ankle has to react to it. And if we're not building up that strength, a rolled ankle will be more detrimental. But if we have that resiliency that we're getting from learning this balance board, we can come back and be stronger.
All right. Well, thank you, good sir. Of course, Spencer's got his tips for us every Wednesday. Also, you can get them at MaxwellNutrition.com. Let's get over to Leah.
All right, still following that accident on the southbound side of 59 this morning, something we've been watching for all 4 hours of this morning show, and it's still there on scene. Traffic is backed up all the way to Picayune. You're doing a lot better, though, if you are going to be on the South Shore.
got
All
my
right.
board here.
Right.
Gonna get to work?
Crazy.
Yeah, you know.
All right,
Just
good.
face plant every
Have
morning.
a cocktail and try. I want to see it.
Listen, that's my coffee.
Thank y'all for spending the morning with us. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Bye, guys.